Nick, you see a lot of cloud attacks, and I want to know what are the most common ways you see essentially attackers infiltrating systems?
One pattern we are seeing that's quite interesting is the lateral movement across workloads, containers into cloud services, stealing AWS credentials, using that to move laterally into other AWS services, and using that either to deploy crypto mining or steal data.
They get in through one application and they move into another application. How is that happening?
There's a mix of techniques. One, they might compromise a container running on, say, a Jupyter notebook container, as an example, and then deploy some automation to detect credentials, within Fargate's, serverless infrastructure, and then move laterally into other AWS services. The interconnected nature of cloud services, which on the one hand is what drives a lot of scale and innovation in the cloud, is also being exploited to do this lateral movement.
What can, I guess, a SOC do, a security team do when they see this, and what are the tripwires that are set off that allow to let us know, like, oh my God, an attack's in progress?
Prevention is always going to be important, but we know that the prevention fails, first of all, and the speed of the cloud attacks we are seeing is pretty staggering, meaning that you cannot rely on, more static snapshots of your cloud environment to detect things. Those could take upwards of 24 hours. It does require more of a sort of streaming real-time detection approach.
What have you seen has been the most successful cases of, like, when you onboard a customer with Sysdig, how do they sort of use Sysdig in the most efficient way possible?
Sure. The poster child Sysdig customer will come on and start to just connect their cloud accounts, their cloud logs. We connect to things like Okta logs, GitHub logs. So you start to get a lot of the cloud context fed in. You might deploy Sysdig to do vulnerability checks across your CI/CD pipeline as well, and then deploying our runtime security components on top of that. Because the runtime security not only gives you that real-time visibility as to what's actually happening in your workloads, but it also allows you to use that context to prioritize what is in use. And that can be a massive benefit. So let me give you an example. If you deploy our runtime insights capability, we're going to filter out the vulnerability noise by up to 95%. But then ingesting all that context across your workloads, across your cloud environments, allows you to then connect the dots really quickly, and really populates a list of what we call risks. And we have a page that will show these are the risks you should care about today based on that context. And then that layers on the real-time threat detection to say, this is an event happening right now. Layer that with the other risky findings that we've found. It just gives you both a sort of shift left prevention side and then sort of a real-time detection component as well.
For more information on how to deal with this very, very issue, which is pretty much what everyone's dealing with, security in their cloud environments, from prevention to detection to response, all in real time, go check out what they're doing over at sysdig.com. There's the information right there.